Say hello to Drop X, my newest Iron Man character. He'll be journeying throughout Gielinor one chunk at a time with an initial goal of gaining entrance to the Warriors Guild and obtaining a Dragon Defender. He'll be starting in the Lumbridge chunk with none of his tutorial island gear. To progress from chunk to chunk, he'll need to complete the drop table from a creature accessible in his unlocked chunks. For each drop table that he completes, he earns a new chunk unlock. To complete a drop table, he'll need to get every item available on the chosen creature's drop table, with a few exceptions. Some drop tables include items that are only available after certain requirements are met. For instance, items that require a quest to receive are not required until that quest is started, such as the bone drops for Rag and Bone Man 1 and 2. Any items that have a drop rate higher than 1 in 512 or are on the rare drop or gem drop tables are not required to be obtained at this stage. Clue scrolls do not need to be obtained to complete a creature's drop table, and items that come in multiple quantities do not need to be received in each of these quantities, for instance coins or runes. Any quantity of the drop counts towards checking that item off. There are a few other restrictions too. Creatures with drop tables that only include always drops cannot count towards the new chunks, though they can be killed for supplies. Because clue scrolls don't count towards the drop table, creatures with a drop table of only always items except for a clue scroll still don't count. Speaking of clue scrolls, I can complete any clue scrolls I find so long as I don't leave my unlocked chunks. I will be restricting myself to only using items received as drops or purchased with coins received from drops, quests and clue caskets. I will not be able to pick up items that spawn on the map, and I cannot sell items to the shop. I can only buy. I can only skill and quest within the chunks that I unlock, though anything made by skilling or received as part of a quest can be used as if earned from a drop. There's one more rule that I've set to keep things moving. Once I've received a drop from a creature, a purchase, a clue scroll, or by making the item myself, I will not have to receive it from any other creature's drop table. Only new drops that I've not received before are required. I hope that you'll join me for this series, starting in Lumbridge. In the Lumbridge chunk, we have access to cows, ducks, giant spiders, goblins, imp, men, women, rats, and rams. Since ducks and rats drop nothing, they're immediately eliminated from helping us progress. The rams in the sheep pen only drop bones, and the giant spiders around the castle only drop clue scrolls at a 1 in 128 rate. Since clue scrolls don't count as a viable drop table, they're out too. There are cows within our chunk, but we cannot normally access them without leaving the chunk. They can wander into the chunk, but even then their drop table is made up of bones, beef, cow hides, and a possible clue scroll. This means that it won't even count towards our progression, though it can be useful for supplies. This leaves us with the choice of goblins, imp, men, and women for our focus today. Men and women share the same drop table and will count as the same creature for progression. There are a few creatures in the game with identical drop tables to other creatures. When one is completed, we cannot count that for other creatures with an identical drop table as we have nothing else to gain. There are plenty of men and women as well as goblins in this chunk, but only one imp. The imp also has a habit of teleporting away and wandering outside of the chunk territory, so we'll be discounting that for now. With the remaining choices available to us, we're going to stick with goblins. Offensively, goblins will have a harder time hitting us and have fewer hit points compared to men and women. At our low level with no food, armor or weapons, we're going to need every advantage we can get. Having a look over the goblin drop table, there are a few things of note. We'll be able to get our first weapon and armor piece with a bronze spear and bronze square shield on offer. Unfortunately, they won't be usable at the same time as the bronze spear is a two-handed weapon. Goblins also drop bones every time, so we can start to get a few early prayer levels. Goblins drop runes and bolts, which we can add to future supplies, but they won't be of much help at this stage since we won't have any air or mind runes. Otherwise of note are the beer drops, our best method for healing, and the air talisman and hammer drops. Having a hammer will unlock our ability to smith in future, and an air talisman can help us with rune crafting one day, though we'll need lots of unlocked chunks to complete rune mysteries. The goblins also drop coins with relative frequency, and finally clue scrolls. While we only have 3 possible beginner clue steps in this chunk, if we manage to complete them there's a fair chance of something useful to us. We'll be killing cows that wander into the chunk while we fight goblins in the hope that we can get a decent stock of beef for healing as we go. With that, let's get killing! We're going to get right into it today. There are tons of goblins on the other side of the river here. It takes a while at first to take out a goblin since we're unarmed, but we managed to get our first kill. What do we get? Bones and bronze bolts. Well, there's 2 things off our checklist. By the time we take out our second goblin, we're down to 5 hit points already. We get goblin mail and more bones. We'll be burying all the bones we receive during the series to get our prayer up as much as we can. On our third goblin, we take a number of hits from it in succession and... Okay, well that was brutal. Since we don't have any of our starting gear, we're at a pretty major disadvantage. Thankfully, we can recover our loot and even bury our own bones for a little experience. On our next goblin, we get an attack level before it drops us our first useful drop, a bronze square shield. This will provide us with some decent bonuses to defense, which we could really use right now. The clue it drops requires us to speak with Reldo in the Varrock library. We can't do this one. We can get some pretty good loot from beginner clues early on. There are tons of weapon and armor upgrades as well as useful food, runes and ammunition. While we'd be happy to even receive a casket at all, the thing we want more than anything else is a black full helm. There's a good reason for this which we'll talk about one day. A few of you can probably guess down in the comments. Food is becoming an issue quite quickly. We can't take out goblins quickly without weapons or much armor, especially with our current stats. The goblins only drop beer at a rate of 1 in 64, and it drops our attack level when we drink it. There are a few cows within our chunk lines, but we can't reach them in the pen. We'll have to wait for one to come into our chunk. The cows drop raw beef, which we can cook up as food. While cows aren't any easier to kill than goblins, we'll be training our melee stats up while we kill them. Oh, and we're dead again. Okay, let's try this again. We need to wait for it to walk back into our chunk, and then we can take it out. This adds raw beef and cow hides to our drops so far, though we can't use the cow hides right now. There's a fire in the goblin house here, as well as an iron dagger. Since the iron dagger is a spawn, we can't take it unfortunately. We also can't cook the meat over the fire in the goblin house. Maybe there's a range? Well, there's a range in this house just outside of our chunk, which we can't access. The cook in the Lumbridge castle won't let us use theirs either. We can, however, make use of the fireplace in the dining room, getting a cooking level and successfully making cooked meat. Another unlock. Okay, we're back out with the goblins now. The meat will only give us 3 hit points back, but with our new shield we should be doing a bit better defending from attacks. This one drops only bones. Okay, well, a bit of prayer experience. That's level 3 attack and body runes. Nice, a new drop. We're going to need to eat the meat now. We took a bit of a beating in that last fight. We're going to keep standing near the cow pen and hope that a few more cows wander out. We take out another cow and then a goblin for some water runes. Looks like we'll need to cook up this beef too. Okay, that's another goblin down. A hammer. Alright, that'll be good for smithing later. Some coins from this one, another unlock. We'll be desperately stocking these since we can't sell our drops to shops. We can only get money from drops, quests, random events, clues and alking. We get another hammer from the next goblin and another hammer again. Okay, this is ridiculous. Let's get something new. Some more coins. Not new, but always good. With this goblin we get level 5 attack. We're going to switch to strength for a bit now since we got the shield for defense. Some more water runes. Okay. That's another hammer and our first prayer level up. Our first strength level up. Nothing there, just some water runes. Nothing new here either. Another strength level, they're coming in quicker now. Some more goblin mail. It doesn't really help us unless we get around to goblin diplomacy eventually. We're pretty low on hit points again now, and the cow pen has been closed off so we can't get any beef. We're just going to wait here for our hit points to recover. This should be a few minutes. Our first ensouled head on the account. We're a long way from being able to use these, but that's another thing checked off. That's our first hit points level up. Every level counts right now. That's great. That's level 4 strength and a goblin book.
Sacred Jedi text.
Someone opened the pen and now we can kill cows again. Level 5 strength coming in. A couple more coins. Let's cook up this beef. Okay, not what we wanted. We're low health again. We'll have to wait for a bit to regenerate it. Another cow has wandered into our chunk. And we're dead. Again. Okay, there we go. Beef. Another bronze square shield and prayer level 3. We can hit a 2 on goblins now, and there's another strength level. A chef hat unlocked. No bonuses, but a nice bit of Fashionscape. You're in my kitchen now. Our first earth runes. They're not much good to me right now, but they'll come in handy down the line. Even with the hat on, we burn the beef.
What are you? An idiot sandwich.
And now the pen's closed again. No more beef for me. There's level 7 strength. We're going to sit and wait for our hit points to regenerate again. Oh, a genie random event. Thank you very much. I'm putting this straight into hit points. We really need the levels early on, and nothing else is that important right now by comparison. Since we can now hit a 2 even without being on aggressive style, we're going to train up defense for a little bit. Now that we're back to 10 hit points, it's time to kill more goblins. More body runes. Okay, that's level 2 defense. Another chef's hat. The cow pen is open again so we can kill cows thanks to A Spooter here. There's level 3 defense. Level 4 prayer. Level 4 defense. Oh, finally, the bronze spear. This will be our best weapon in this chunk. It's not a great weapon and it is two-handed so we can't use our shield, but it does give small defensive bonuses of its own. Level 5 defense and our first kill with the bronze spear. That was much faster than normal. All the combat styles for the spear give shared experience or just defense experience. Because the stab, slash and crush are all equal on the spear, it doesn't really matter offensively what we go for. Wow, 50 kills for our first bronze spear and then a second one a few kills later. Well, we'll hold on to it anyway. Another hammer? You're kidding me. We're out of inventory space now.
You fucking donkey!
Okay, we're here at the bank. I do have the Oculus Orb for filming. We're gonna make this look a little better. Okay, there we go. We have a melee, magic, ranged, tools, supplies and miscellaneous tab. We'll have one for food once we have some in the bank. At this point, we've got most of the things we'll need. We're still looking for a beer with a 1 in 64 chance, a brass necklace with a 1 in 128 drop chance, and an air talisman also with a 1 in 128 chance. We've only had the one clue scroll so far, so a few more chances that would be nice too. Our first kill back and it's another ensouled head. No complaints from me. Oh, and a hammer, of course. It looks like I'll have a collection of these. That's level 8 strength. We're on shared experience now, so we'll have a good mix of level ups coming. That's an attack and defense level at the same time. A prayer level 2 with these bones. Another hammer? Why are we getting so many?
God of hammers?
That's another death. What's that now, 4? We should keep a counter. At least we're back at full hit points. A beginner clue. Grand exchange. Can't do it. There's an attack, defense and strength level all in one kill. And it drops nothing new. Another hammer for the pile. That's level 6 prayer and another hit points level. Thank you very much. The brass necklace, another unlock and our first necklace slot. It doesn't help us out at all, but it's about the Fashionscape. Now we only have 2 more things to get. The beer and the air talisman. Okay, that was quick. Got the beer. Last thing left, air talisman with a 1 in 128 drop rate. There's another attack and defense level. They come at the same time, so they don't both show up when we're in combat. That's level 10 strength. At level 14, we'll be able to hit a 3 on a goblin. Another clue scroll. Can't do that. Don't have access to Falador. Another hammer? I swear, these hammers. Level 7 prayer. Another beer. We won't tell Citizenscape. We know how he gets. An easy clue. In Varrock. We can't do that one. Level 9 attack and defense and another spear. We have a bunch of these now. A hammer, of course. And a dunce. Feels like he's rubbing it in. That's free experience. We'll put it on hit points again. Now we're level 15. We got a maze random event. These are really good for loot. There is a strategy to get a lot of loot by standing at the chests, but we're not going to do that. It cheapens our objectives a little. We are going to collect anything we can though. First chest, some arrows, some bolts, earth runes. Okay, we got some chaos runes and iron arrows too. Nice. That's level 10 in attack and defense. Another hit points level. Now we're level 16. Fuck me, another hammer. How many fucking hammers do I need?
God of hammers? God of hammers?
Level 12 strength. Another beginner clue. Gertrude and Varrock. Can't do that one. Prayer level and a hammer. Hammer, hammer, hammer. Strength level 13. Oh, and a hammer, of course. 17 hit points and a hammer. Another hammer. Another hammer.
God of hammers?
I don't have any more room. I can't even hold this many hammers. I shit you not, that's 25 hammers now. We still only need the air talisman at a 1 in 128 drop rate. There's an easy clue scroll. Nope. Arduin, not even close. Strength level 14. Now our max hit is 3 with a spear. Another clue scroll in the Wizard's Tower. Not close enough. Oh, a pinball random event. Okay, sure. Bunch of emeralds? Very nice. Another beginner clue. This one's in Lumbridge, but I can't do it because I can't get leather boots. I could buy the axe though. An easy clue scroll? Another Varrock step. Okay, I'm full up. I need a bank. Another beginner clue. Gertrude again. Easy clue scroll? I'll remind you that these are the same drop rate as the air talisman. Can't do it. That's level 12 prayer. A hit points, attack and defense level here. Now I'm level 15 attack and defense. And there's the strength level, level 16. With this kill, that's another inventory down. We've killed 378 goblins so far. We've had 41 hammers and also 4 brass necklaces and 5 easy clues. Those are both the same chance as the air talisman. That's level 20 hit points. We're tanking hits pretty well now, and we don't really need any food. Time to bank again, we're running out of inventory space. Level 18 strength, an easy and a beginner clue. Grand exchange, tree gnome stronghold. Both duds. These clues just disappeared when we got this one in Hasidius.
Nope.
Bunch of levels. Full inventory again. I'm starting to wonder if this air talisman is even real. 572 goblins killed now. We've had 7 easy clues and 7 beginner clues, none of which we can do. There's another beer. And another beginner clue. A Charlie clue, no chance. 19 attack and defense, and a beginner clue. Charlie again. Yes, finally! I was even checking the wiki to make sure that it can be dropped before Rune Mysteries was started, or something stupid like that. That's our final unlock. That's a total of 598 goblins killed for the air talisman. You can see in the bank we have 61 hammers, we didn't even pick up 2 of them. A couple of nice runes for future and a decent stack of cash too. For our stats today, we've got 19 in attack, strength and defense, plus 21 hit points and 15 prayer. We also managed to get cooking up to level 2 with the beef, but nothing else just yet. There are 4 chunks we can go into next, now that we've completed the goblin drop table. Put your guesses in the comments as to where we're going next. As you can see, we've been playing for just over 6 hours and have a combat level of 24. I'm thinking that now that we're not fresh off Tutorial Island, we'll have some penalties for our deaths. I'd say every death moving forward will incur a challenge I have to complete at the end of the series. Let me know your suggestions in my Discord or in the comments, and I'll pick up some good ones in future. Bye!